Hey there everyone, Erica here from High49RC, and today I want to do an upgrade on my custom built RC trailer. This is a fully custom trailer that I built for my RC vehicles about a year and a half ago now. It's got full lighting all the way around, powder coated like chassis you could call it, oak decking, and it has suspension as well, leaf spring suspension in there, which is actually kind of what I want to be looking at today. So, if you guys remember, a handful of weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago, a lovely viewer sent me some parts for my Galanda, and in that batch of parts were some Team Raffi leaf springs. And I did not end up using them on my Galanda, or haven't done anything about that, because I think they're too long. They're too long to fit properly on my Galanda. And they might be designed for a different version of the Galanda or a trail finder, but I'm not sure. Even though it says Defender D90 or D110, I don't know. But because they're too long, that means that these Galanda leaf springs, which are like the leaf springs that I originally used for this, these are they're from the Galanda leaf spring kit from RC 4-wheel drive, which means that these, as they are too long. Like, they won't fit, as you can see. The bolts won't line up. You could bend it, but nah, forget it. I ain't gonna do that. But what I'm gonna do, actually, is because there are different leaves, as you can see, I'm going to take the probably two bottom leaves off and use those on my trailer, because I'm starting to get some spring wrap, or axle wrap, on this spring over here. And I've noticed it on one other, but I don't recall which. I think it might be this one. And I just want to address that because I'm going to be carrying heavy loads in the future. Here's the part number, in case some are interested in the parts I'm using. Now, before we start installing these, I'm actually going to go and drill out these holes just a little bit. These, I think they're 1/8 inch already, but I think I'm going to drill them a 64th or maybe a 32nd larger, just to allow for a little bit of movement back and forth this way, because my screw holes on my axles here are not actually perfectly straight. At least that's how I made them. Not on purpose, obviously, but you gotta account for that. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do is remove a couple of these end screws, so then I can flip the axle up and gain access to the leaf spring screws. Okay, now we can flip these guys up and out of the way, or get them flipped up, so now I can access these screws there and there on both sides and start replacing leaf springs. So I know my hands are going to be all up in this shot, but I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about it. And I figured I wanted to show you how exactly I'm going about this upgrade. So I gotta undo these screws first, and of course I picked the hardest one to do first, because the holes are the least lined up on this side, I guess. But so I undo those, and I end up with this leaf, which is a second one of these with the ends cut off. And I think I'm gonna need to be using longer screws, so I'm gonna grab two of those. And so what I've done is I've taken the two medium length leaves, I know, sorry, hard to see, but the two medium length leaves from the middle of those sets, and those are the leaves that I'm going to be putting on as an upgrade. Basically to give me a higher weight capacity. So I'm going to grab this, nope, that's the bottom one, there's a top plate, I'm going to stick that through there. So I can move the camera so it'll focus on what I'm doing a little bit better. There we go. Put that through and just layer the springs on. There's that one. Grab the next one. This is one of the upgrades. Put that one on. Put another upgrade one on. Like so. Put the bottom plate on. Basically a giant sandwich, 6-layer sandwich here. And now we take and attempt to get this thing screwed into where it belongs. That's definitely, it appears to be easier said than done. Ah, there we go. Got it. Basically, layer it up and align it over the holes. Takes some finagling, but do it just a little bit there. Grab the other screw. Wiggle its way in there. Hope that I can get it lined up enough. Of course, this is the one, I felt it on the screws coming out. This is the one where the holes are the least lined up. Of course, this is the one I picked to film as well. Let's see here. Which way is the hole going? I kind of want to go that way. Oh, there we go. Got it. Nice. Snug them down. Yeah, okay. And then basically hinge it down and reinstall the pin back here. Put the nut on, and of course, unbeknownst to you, the viewer, I've already done the rest of these. So all I really gotta do now is stick these little step guys in there. Flip this one down, put all the screws in the four corners, and we're good to go. There we go. Leaf spring upgrade is completely done. And yes, before you go kicking my butt about that rear leaf spring there, if you notice the difference, kind of hard to see. Let me see if I can turn my ISO up a little bit. You can see the rear one has two of the same leaves, and reason for that is from the factory, one of them was assembled incorrectly with two second leaves instead of a second and a third leaf, so that's why that's like that. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this little short video. Please leave a like, hit that subscribe button. We are so close to 1,000. Stay tuned because I've got a great project coming up for that. Make sure you comment down below. And also, I recommend these Team Raffi leaf springs for anyone that's building a trailer. Definitely more than the Galanda leaf spring upgrade kit that I had bought originally, because these are much stiffer, especially if you're hauling heavy trucks and delivering heavy deliveries. So, anyway, thank you again so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.